Alright guys, so today we'll be going through the cosine rule. So just to recap, the cosine rule and the sine rule, they go hand in hand. Right? So you need to use two of those rules in order to calculate angles and sides for irregular triangles. And for simple terms, these type of triangles are triangles that are not right angles. It doesn't have the little right angle symbol that look like this. It doesn't have that, right? So any triangle that doesn't have that symbol is automatically, and it's called a irregular triangle, but it's just not a right angle, right? You cannot use cosine rule and sine rules for right angle triangles, right? So today we'll be going through the cosine rule. I did a video on the sine rule already, so you could also check out that video after this one, so you understand both of them, right? So I think that video went in more in depth into the rules itself and the types of triangles. Well, let's get into it. So firstly, in order to use the cosine rule, there must be no pairs. All right. So take this with, don't take it with 100% certainty, because there can be cases that you could use the cosine rule and there is a pair. But normally, if there is a pair, use the sine rule, because the cosine rule kind of longer and more arithmetic heavier. So use the sine rule if they are pairs. If there is a pair and you want to use the cosine rule, I mean, you could go ahead, but it just be longer. But as a rule of thumb, once there is a pair, use the sine rule. If there are no pairs, use the cosine rule. That's just how those go. Alright, just in case anyone doesn't know what a pair is, a pair is when there is a known value for a side of a triangle and its corresponding angle. So a pair is basically when I have a side and that side and its corresponding angle, you have values for both things. And you call it a pair because it's two things. Alright, and a little tip. When it comes to the equation, which we'll get to in a bit, always let C, and you'll see what C is, be the pair that you want to calculate the unknown for. Alright, so you'll see what I mean by C when it comes to the equation. But always keep in the back of your mind, when you label in your triangle, always let C be the pair, or the pair C be the pair that you have the unknown. Alright, so let's see what I mean by this sort of C I'm talking about, right? Alright, so there we go. So this is the sine rule here. Alright, so see in the sine rule, say in C squared is equal to A squared plus B squared minus 2AB cos, and that little thing there is the angle at C. So the entire thing is C squared is equal to A squared plus B squared minus 2AB cos the angle at C. Alright, so let's go back and see how to label it. So when you label it, you don't really have a fixed way. And because in this case there are no values, so I can just label it how I want. So it'll look something like this. So I could say this is C A B. And to get the angles that correspond to the sides, I mean, you could just look. So that is the angle at B. This hat on top of the letter means the angle at. Alright, if I'm looking at A, this would be the angle for A, or the angle, alright. And well, by default, this would be the angle at C. Alright, so those are the three pairs, the A pair, the B pair, and the C pair. Alright, that is literally how it looks, and that is how you label the triangle. Alright, so in this case, it don't have any values, so you don't have to label the C in any specific side. Alright, there's just a way how to label a triangle. Always label a triangle first. Alright, so let's get into, so equation, keep it in the back of your mind, because it will come in handy when you're doing questions, right? So, and always remember the tip, which I'll show you how to use. Let the C pair be the pair that you have the unknown. Just remember that, and everything else will fall in line, alright? So let's get into the questions. So simple question here. So step one, we label the triangle first. It's a tricks question, right? So that's like I told you all, let the pair with the unknown be the C pair. So when I'm labeling this, since Y is the unknown here, I'll just let this be C. And it don't really matter which one be A and B. So I can let this be B. and this BA. Alright, so I think I miss the power value here. So A supposed to be 5. Alright, that 5 better. Yeah, so there's 5. I think I forgot to put it. But anyway, so let's go. So we label the triangle, we can label the angles. 1, 2, but so I will. So this 10 here is the angle for C. There is no angle for B, but also write it here. And there's the angle for A. Alright, so we did everything correctly. We let C be the pair that has the unknown, because Y is the unknown, so we let that side with Y be C. So that's that part done. So next thing we do, we write the equation. So remember the equation is C squared is equal to A squared plus B squared minus 2AB and cos the angle at C. Alright, so now we just have to plug in the values. So C squared is what we want to solve for. So I will stay like that. A squared, where's A? So we just added A is 5, right? So 5 squared is 25 plus, where's B? B is 4, so 4 squared is 16. Right? And minus 2A multiplied by B. So 2 multiplied by A, which is 5, multiplied by B, which is 4. That's 40. So the minus 40 cos. And the angle at C, which we just got, is 10. Alright, so we can simplify this more. So 25 plus 16. So 25 plus 16 is 41. So this will be 41 minus, and what is 40 cos 10? So let's calculate it. So 40 cos 10, that is 39.4. I'll put it to one decimal place. So let's go. So 41 subtract that. So 41 subtract 39.4. Yeah, 1.6. So C squared is equal to 1.6. Alright, and we want to solve for C, and that's like we know to do. The square, when the characters, the square from the on top of the C will get square root. So C will end up being equal to the square root of 1.6. Alright, and put in a calculator, square root of 1.6. 1.6. You got 1.26. Alright, and that'll be the value. And that is the answer for C. Alright, so that's to recap the question in terms of the steps. The first thing we do, well, we label the triangle. When we are labeling it, we let C, or the pair C, be the pair that we have the unknown for. The unknown can either be the angle for C or the side for C. As in this case, it's the side for C, but we let C be the pair that we have the unknown for. Alright, we don't really care which one is A and B after you label C. Alright, it doesn't really matter which one you label A and B. Okay, you still get the same answer, but just remember, when you're looking at a triangle and you're labeling it, the pair that you have the unknown for, let that be C. Just to make the application of the equation easier for you. Okay, let's continue for the last question. So we have this question here. So let's see. So we label it. So remember, we have to label, right? So we see in this Y here, and this Y corresponds to this side here. So just like we learned before, we'll let this be C, and we get the really matter how we label the others. So that is side A and side B. So we label it. So we don't really have any more angles. So we want to get the angle for C. Okay, we still only pair for C. So that's like we did before. Alright, the equation C squared A squared plus B squared minus 2AB cos the angle at C. And the angle at C is what we want to solve for in this question. Alright, so this question will involve a little bit of maths. So let's follow these steps. So C is 3. So 3 squared is 9. A is 4. So 4 squared is 16. Plus B is 5. So 5 squared is 25. Minus 2. So 2 multiplied by A multiplied by B, 40. Alright, so minus 40. Oops. Yeah, 40 cos the angle at C. So we can simplify this more. So 16 plus 25 is 41. So that 9 is equal to 41 minus 40 cos the angle at C. Alright, so if we continue, so we can actually start a solve. So we can characterize this 41. So I'll put 9 subtract 41. And that is negative 32. And that will equal to negative 40 cos the angle at C. So we can simplify it more by carrying across the negative 40. So we'll end up with negative 32 divided by negative 40, which is equal to cos the angle at C. The negatives will cancel. We know tan 32 divided by 40 is 0.8. So we'll end up with cos the angle at C is equal to 0.8. Alright, and to solve for C, the angle at C would that be equal to the cos inverse of 0.8. Alright, so I need to put in a calculator. Cos inverse 0.8. And that'll be 36.87 alright, degrees, and that is the answer. So that'll be the angle for C. Alright, with that said, that is the end of the video, guys. So that's a recap from the beginning. Sine rule and cosine rule, you use it to get angles and sides for non-right angled triangles, right? When they label me triangle, they label like normal. As a rule of thumb with the pairs, if you have a complete pair, you use the sine rule. It would just be simple. Alright, if you meet a question, you don't have a pair, well, obviously you use the cosine rule. Alright, and when they label in the sides with the cosine rule, let's see the pair C be the pair that have the unknown that I want to solve for. Alright, so I'll show you how to calculate for the angle for the pair and for the side for the pair in these two questions. Alright, so with that said, you should be good. Alright, so always practice and we'll talk later.